Hi, AT from CNC at Home. Well, here's another video that's nothing to do with CNC. Kind of busy right now taking care of some apples. It's about that time of year. These apples are ready to be picked. So I'm going to be spending some time working on that. We do have another tree over here that, as you can see, is heavily laden. The branches are touching the ground. So that's a lot of apples. This particular tree is Gravenstein, is the type of apple. And the tree over here is not. And the name keeps eluding me. I know what these are, and I just keep forgetting. I'll maybe put it down in the comments. I'll remember sooner or later. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And picking apples is relatively easy. You just gotta hold this correctly. And you just come up to an apple and you give it a twist and a pull. Well, maybe more of a twist. You give it a twist and a pull. And that's all you do to it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This is a kind of a lame CNC at home video for this week, but kind of busy. So anyway, there's a good apple to be enjoyed. The first step in picking apples is to get rid of all of these bad apples that have already fallen. They're starting to rot. They've been eaten by wasps and bees and whomever. And so I'm just going to use a leaf rake and get these all raked up out of the way. Every once in a while you'll find a good one, but usually not. Yeah, that's got a rotten spot on it, so that's got somebody living in it more than likely. So, all right, I'm gonna get to raking and get us a pile of bad apples. We can take those to the neighbors and feed them to the horses or something. I've got a few piles here that I've raked up. It's hard to see some of these apples and all the leaves. We are in a drought this year, so the apples are not going to be as big and juicy as they can be. There's some bees having a drink on those. It will be some useful apples though. We'll make some applesauce out of them and a variety of different things. It'll be good. Of all the apples that were on the ground, there were two of them that I kept, and that third one is the one I picked. They're not the best, but they're not bad. So they're certainly eatable. Something to be made into a bake thing or applesauce. It'll be good. I have all those apples raked up and put into my muck bucket. I'll just drag them over and dump them into the compost. And then I can start picking apples. Right, here's just a bag that I hang around my neck, and I just pick two of these or so at a time, throw them in the bag, and I come over to my bucket, and I just lower the bag down in nice and gently. Dump the apples in. I don't want them to fall too far because these are fairly delicate, so I don't want them to get bruised up. And there's a bag full. We'll just go back to the tree and start picking more. Here's an example of an apple that not a keeper. Somebody's already been you can get a good view of that. There we go. Somebody's already been eating on that. Probably some bees or wasps or something. They like to do that. So we'll just check it over there. We'll deal with it later. And let's keep picking. Well, I haven't gotten all the low-hanging fruit yet, but the muck bucket, which I believe is 1.5 bushels or 1.25 bushels, is full. The big ice chest is full. And if we come over and look at the tree, there's still a bunch of apples up high that I'm going to need to use the ladder to get at. And here's some low-hanging. I don't have any more room to put this in those, so I'll need to take these in and then come back out and do some more picking. There's some good ones in there. Here, I found this one was like a really nice one. For those of you that have never seen apples right off the tree, they all don't look like the ones in the store. This is a good looking one. Many times they're going to be little goofy things like this. This branch actually has died, and so this apple is kind of squishy. Here's a good looking apple here. Here's a good example, but you get these little pock marks in a lot of apples. There's nothing wrong with the apple. You'll just never see that at the grocery store. They'll typically be made into applesauce or into apple cider, apple juice, those kinds of things. They don't look pretty, but they do taste good. You can see some of these leaves are brown, which means the branch they're on is dead. And there's several of these. There's some apples on here as well, which means these apples aren't going to be any good, unfortunately. So like this one, it's kind of squishy, it's dried up. So I'm going to take the loppers and I'm going to find where it's dead and cut to that point, because back towards the main trunk from there, the branch is fine. So something's happened to this branch, and the drought didn't help, I'm sure. And we'll get rid of this one while it's easy to pick out all these dead leaves. So just that one bucket's 1.5 bushels spread out on this 8-foot table. Starting to sort them. And we still have this whole cooler full as well. So the first round of sorting is there's definitely ones that are going to have worms in it. The ones that are suspicious, those get set off to the left. The ones that look like they're good for eating get set off to the right. Okay, here's after some sorting. These are the better of the apples. So there'll be some good ones here for eating and using for stuff. And over here we've got the suspicious apples. They've either got bruising on them, they look like they've got maybe a worm in it. Got a gunky rotted spot already on that one, so that's obviously needs attention. So anyway, there's still more out on the tree I'll have to go pick, and hope you enjoyed this video. The apple certainly tastes good. There were more down here, but they've already been picked through and have been made into some sort of apple yummy thing we had for breakfast. I hope you enjoyed this short apple video, and we'll get back to some CNC stuff here soon, I'm sure.